And we're live one more time on a Saturn day. She said it's not working. Life's not working for her. What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God. I am the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch my last couple of videos, what I post on my community page, and my latest short. Today is the day of resurrection, which makes perfect sense because if you were watching yesterday, we pulled Judgment, which was the rebirth card in my Pagan Tarot, and that's what happens. I said I was going to do a whole teaching on the Egyptians. We'll see how far this goes. I'm actually not going to pull out anything other than the Oracle book that goes with this. I'm going to start in the beginning and just teach you from here. As you can see back there, I do have Osiris, Horus, and Isis. I was the Isis in another life. I am reliving the Lilith life, but I have all of my other lives here to guide me through this life and to guide you. Planetarily, we'll start with the fact that it was the black moon that only happens every 33 years. Threes are the number of the ascending masters. This is on time. How do you know this is on time? This whole book, or this whole thing, I don't know why people take them out of context, is an actual Egyptian calendar, like the Wheel of Life, the Tree of Life, excuse me, the Wheel of the Year, all of that. They're seasons. So poetically, we're going right here, and you'll see we're going through, we'll have probably 3 more New Years before the actual, what we call is a New Year's. And then after that, you'll have even Chinese New Year's. You know what I mean? You have to catch all of these wheels of time. I am a multi-dimensional being, so I go through the different timelines. So this is a time for just today. It will only be here for just today. This energy will be here for just today. Let's kind of explain this here. A tarot deck, by its definition, one that relies on Hebrew, Christian, and Persian philosophies for its divination meaning. Therefore, any divination deck that claims to be Egyptian must be an oracle deck. All right. So I teach you all different types of tarot based on Hebrew understandings, which is the Jewish mysticism's, Kabbalah's Tree of Life. I teach you it through Christianity with the Christ consciousness. As far as Persian philosophies, we haven't really broke into any of that. All right, so these are not meant to be read in such a way. Is the whole point of it, that it starts with this whole thing, right? So the Egyptian Egyptian Star Oracle is the first of its kind, an oracle deck that uses the authentic Egyptian artwork, spells, translations, names, and meanings to create a divination tool that is wholly and entirely Egyptian. Since the late 1800s, there has been countless attempts to create Egyptian tarot, but at best they are merely Egyptian-themed tarot decks. They don't change the tarot. All right? The Egyptians could not have used these foreign influences in their magic or astrology, as Egyptian religion predates those other cultures by thousands of years, right? Let's see. So that's why they're saying these are not tarot cards. You can't do that. That's not how these are made. And that's where there was this, Egyptian Seers tarot, whatever the fuck she says, divinely some shit. She started doing it, and I just completely ridiculed her. I saw her do this like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And they go off of nothing more than this. They know nothing about Osiris and the meaning behind his resurrection and who brought him back to life and why he was brought back to life. There must be meaning behind it. In essence, why would I bring him back to life when I already have Horus, who is destined to kill Set? Do I really need Osiris to come back to life? Or I was told to bring him back to life? And why didn't I just bring back everybody to life? Only the man, my husband? Don't get it fucked up. I didn't say the man I loved. I said my husband. Shut up. You don't understand. Alright, let's start. To understand this oracle, you must begin with the mythology of the deacons, the 36 lords of the sky, right? Hey, I'm sorry I didn't open up the chat. There's probably something going on in there. So that's where this all starts. The origin story states that there were primordial gods who rebelled against the sun god Re. All right, so as we're talking about Metatron and we're learning about the quantum realms, the planets, and everything outside of our space and time, this is where they lie, is in the stars. So it's aligned to what he's trying to teach us. He's trying to teach us what he taught them. That's who they got their information from, was the stars. All right. The sun god brought them back under his control by grabbing them by the hair, which is why the Egyptians called these gods the Dishveld, the Taust, or the living. As punishment, once they were defeated, the primordials were chopped into pieces and thrown into the sky. But even these dismembered pieces were still powerful gods in their own right. As a group, they were too powerful, so Re instructed Thoth, the god of knowledge and writing, to give each deacon a 10-day period of the year when they could rule over events on Earth. Hence, the Greek name for the gods of meaning tenths. Although scholars are still divided on whether or not Egyptian astronomers recognized constellations in the form we know today, the stars have never changed. They didn't know them as we do, so we're currently learning them in our quantum tarot as the planets and stuff. We've been learning about Andromeda, Perseus, the Pleiades, all of them, but they didn't have those names. We gave them those names based off of our understanding later. They predate back. They saw the stars as different names. Although scholars are still divided whether or not the Egyptian astronomers recognized constellations in the forms we know today, it's important to understand that the decanal group listed in this book, which would be the cow, the crane, the boat, and so on, have absolutely no connection to the constellations of the Hellenistic zodiac. Did you get that? Think of them as concepts rather than constellations. The movement of these decanal stars through the sky occurs on an hourly, nightly, and weekly basis and has nothing to do with the position of the sun or the planets. As mentioned, each decan holds power over 1/10th week of the Egyptian calendar, and these dates are included in this guidebook. However, goes on all of this. Here goes. Trying to perfectly align them with the Gregorian calendar is more difficult than it might seem. The start of the calendar must be aligned with the hierarchical rising of the star Osiris, Deacon 36, right? That was 20 days ago. No, we haven't been through 10. Whatever, it was like 10, 20 days ago. Sobdet. And the date of Osiris rising differs depending on the geographic location. A truly accurate calendar, All right, then there's minerals or mineral. The mineral or minerals listed in connection with each deacon comes from astronomical ceilings in the Temple of Hathor at Dendra. The exact function of the mineral is not entirely known, but it is commonly believed that they serve to connect with the deacon. Ideally, a piece of mineral would have the decanal figure or its hieroglyphic name carved into it and been worn as a talisman or a ring, which would have been, for Osiris, you would have had one of those, and it would have been carved into the stone that we're going to speak on, and you would wear it, which would also be known as later on in time as a rune. You call them hieroglyphics, but those were their letters. Letters were symbols back then. Symbols became letters and words later. This is before that, and that's where I am with Metatron, taking these symbols and trying to understand how, putting the symbols to make a language. The ones they're talking about, no, basic symbols, basic geometry, dude, geometric shapes, triangles, squares, circles, they all turn into something bigger. It's a kaleidoscope that becomes a structure, which is basically what this whole world is made out of. A bunch of circles and squares and triangles, rectangles, octagons. Everything is in these little places. And as I say that, I'm seeing the cornfields when they do those signs. The crop circles is what they call that shit. Yep. All in little symbols so that they can be seen from outside. Moving on. The idea comes from inside, but it's so that you can see it outside. Above the artwork of each card is a colored drawing of the deacon. Ta-da! This is what the Egyptians believed each specific god looked like, but these images are not consistent from source to source. Some were depicted sailing in barques, while others times might look like a snake or a lion-headed goddess. It goes on to their connection, blah, 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 blah. It just goes on forever about the whole story. Alright, so we're going to move on to Osiris. So here's how it works. They had 36 deacons that ran for 10 days each, but that doesn't cover the whole calendar. That leaves us with 5 days. How did we get those extra 5 days? Daylight saving time. We keep saving time, so we made more time for what? I don't know. More working time is what they do. Do you know how stupid that is? They turn back time so we can have more daylight time, which means you can work harder. Stupid. At 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, moving on. So for 5 days, you have 5 days of where the gods come in and hold up the daylight for you. Today, why is this not here? Does it start with? No, it doesn't start with A. Where is your card? I really don't know where their cards are. They're at the very, very back. The major gods. Day 1, the birth of Osiris. On page 177. What are my numbers, people? 17, 7, 11, 11, 7. Hut, hut. Card meaning. Resurrection and rebirth are essential components of Egyptian spirituality. So even if I wasn't aligned with the Egyptian calendar, you still seen it as I pulled it through the tarot. You seen it as I read it in the fucking Bible this morning. And that's where it is they're multi-dimensional timelines replayed over and over with just a different scripture and different characters. Are they the same characters being replayed? Most of them, yes. Ask me how many fucking times I have been here. Ask me how many times I played God's Goddess. Enough. I thought I wasn't going to, but I have to do it one more time. Keep going. Anyways, it's just what I'm trying to show you. I could pull out any book and show you it's Resurrection Day, bro. It's Resurrection Day. And what did I say 2 days ago? He has risen. It's the energy, bro. You feel it. It's something new. Rebirth. All of it. Talked about it. Come on. Move forward. I just want to say it's not just today, dude. It's been coming up in all of the readings. It's like, you can see it everywhere. I'm trying to help you see God in all things. It's so important. I'm trying to help you see Him. After this talk today, after I read my Bible and stuff, I'm sitting outside, smoking. There's lots of people that come to, God's people try to get God to everybody. So tomorrow we'll have this black-funded community church. I don't know who they are. It's the black people that come over and they'll do church tomorrow. On Saturdays, the Latinos come and they set up coffee and cakes and stuff, and they try to reach the Latinos. And everybody's always trying to spread God, and God is great. Anyway, so I was sitting out there, and he goes walking by his Bible, and I just interrupted him, and I asked him, hey, you do believe that Elijah was John the Baptist, right? And then it was like, it took us a minute to get our conversation going, because he's fully Spanish speaking, and I understand more than I speak. But we got to the point of it using Google Translation, and we all talked about it, and we were talking about the bottom line of it was no judgment. It was supposed to be open-hearted, giving and receiving. So when we're talking about, judgment, it's upon us. Stop judging. You're being judged for your judgments. We had some really difficult conversations about transgender, about all kinds of sexuality, about drug use, about, all these things that call for compassion. That's what Christ is. It's compassion. But you want to judge it. You want to judge it instead of just forgive it and understand it and love it. You have to make it something before, you know what I mean? And what in the making of something, you can't give it love. You're not giving it understanding. You're not giving it compassion or forgiveness. You're automatically no. You reject it by the very sight of whatever it may be. A person, place, or thing, conversation. And right now we're talking about God's people. All the layers of God's people that have been rejected by God's so-called people. So, just pointing it out. Judgment, yeah, bro. I told you that on Monday. You're being judged. Here we are. the judgment. Resurrection and rebirth are essential components of Egyptian spirituality. They viewed death as being a step in the path of existence that continued on into the afterlife. Is there something in your present circumstances that you would like to end? Your dead-end job, your dead-end relationship. Hey, I posted that this morning. I didn't elaborate. This dude, I was ministering to this dude. I was like, I want to be angry about it, but I wasn't. I sat down to have my first cigarette, and he comes up to give me a cigarette. He says, here, I owe you one. That never happens. I give everybody fucking cigarettes. Okay, cool. And I put it on my dashboard. And I'm looking at him. Now, mind you, I saw him pull up at 2 in the morning, so I'm like, this is interesting. Okay. And he's going to pour his heart out at me. And here we go. And he wants to talk, and I don't want to hear it, so I just give him the answers rather than listening to his question. And I was like, it's all about his relationship. He wants to tell me about his relationship. And I'm like, dude, you can't save her. And then he goes over, and I was like, I give him my channel, and he goes over there. Next thing I know, he comes back. I can't even make it up. He's like, hey, you want to have sex? I was like, oh, that's very kind and all, but no, I'm a priestess. I don't have sex. I've been celibate for like 8 years now. I'm about God. And I've survived, 39 years of sexual abuse. So it's not a rejection against you, and it's not that I don't like you. I just don't like sex. So no, thank you. No, thank you. It's like, okay. And he walked away. Now, this is not the first guy at all in this parking lot alone to ask me or hint towards, hey, you want to get it on. Now, here's the weird part, and it's not weird, it's just sad. Every guy that lives here lives with a woman with a child. In order to live in this house, you must be a homeless family. I've seen his girl, and that's what's creepy as fuck. And then later, when I was sitting with the girls, I was like, girls, you see that guy? It's like, how old do you think that guy is? And they're looking at him, they're like, maybe 30. I'm saying late 20s. It's like, I know. I'm fucking 42, I'm getting tired of this. But in the essence of, why do they keep coming? Well, first off, I'm Lilith, so I keep them coming. That's a good joke. No. They're unhappy. Unhappy men are coming to me for happiness. They're trying to come for me for happiness. That's not funny. But the sad part is like, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. These men are in unhappy relationships. And I don't know if I just give off, the Lilith just gives off this great side chick vibe or whatever the fuck it is, but no. I'm God's, you can't have me. But going back to it, I don't care that it made me feel sexy, I guess. Somebody wants to have sex with me, that's nice. I'm giving off some kind of, somebody wants to have sex with me. They want me to take my clothes off, that's cute. And so I liked it in the morning because I haven't brushed my teeth and I'm still in my pajamas while you're offering me sex before breakfast. This is great. And the reality of, I'm like, this is how it works? This is a new day. What day is today? But in the essence, when he goes back, I'm like, that's just sad. All of you guys are trying to find something outside of yourselves, bro, and you're just stuck with these girls and these kids in these situations, and you can't leave them when shit is hard, so you're just trying to hold it together by getting your dick wet. That's some bullshit. I feel for you. I don't feel used or slighted by the fact. I thought it was kind of funny. Again, I'm still desirable or something, but I just feel so terrible for all these men. It's not about I'm surrounded by cheating men. I see it as I'm surrounded by unhappy, loyal men. You think they're cheaters, but what keeps them to these women, what makes them a cheater is the loyalty. How can you call them full cheaters? They're loyal to promises, bro, so they're not fully cheats. There's some fucking liars for sure. They're loyal dogs to their own death. I don't know, bro. You're barking up the wrong tree. Just had to say that. It's like, fuck. Right here, it's like, what would you like to end? What would you like to end? A relationship or a job? This card suggests it's time for a change. If you've recently had a loss of some kind, it's about to be reversed. As soon as I said that, I saw rust. Russ, if you were happy, you wouldn't be looking over here, baby. And that's what's funny, is you're not even looking over here for that. That's what you guys don't get. None of my twin flames are, well, with the one exception of Bobby. Keep looking. They're not looking for that. They're looking for love. And in essence, you know, I guess when you go back to it, what is that for Bobby? Love. If that's all that the love they can give and all the love they can get, it's like, this is all I can give you. That's sad. If you've recently had a loss of some kind, it's about to be reversed. Cool. Restore some shit. In the name of Jesus, I've been Jobed. Lord, I've been a faithful servant. Restore my shit as you promised times 10. Beyond what I can see or imagine. In the name of God. Amen. Just believe in his promise. He promised. History. Osiris was the god of the underworld, and the key component of Osiris' cycle was rebirth and the resurrection. He was dead. I feel like he gets all this power just because I brought him back to life. In the essence, that's why God brought back Jesus. He's like, no. I did this. It wasn't some bitch. Me and God have a lot of fun. You should meet God. Have some fun with us. Anyways, going back to it, it's like a joke since the beginning of time. And the key component of Osiris' cycle was rebirth and resurrection. On this beautiful day, the storm has cleared, the clouds are dispersed, and the sky is bright without overcast when Ray rises in Thebes. It is literally the most beautiful day in Denver today. Yesterday was pretty good, but there was freaking clouds, and I love the clouds. It is unbelievably crisp and fresh and beautiful. This is one of those days where you drive through the mountains so that you can see the changing of the leaves and shit. It's so fucking fresh outside, and it's the beginning. It's like you could feel autumn. Not yet. Don't get psyched out. It'll be like still sweaty to when a little bit more into definitely September, kind of funky. We're gonna get an early snow though, so you know, hold on. Ritual. The most important element of work with Osiris is grain or wheat. Egyptians used the wheat to symbolize the death and resurrection of Osiris by burying the grain and watching it sprout. The best stones for working with Osiris are lapis lazulis. Where's that? It's that blue one back there. But that's the same as any fire, of course. Right there. Hidden inside of there is a beetle wrapped up inside of a cave, as if it was the same for Jesus. They had the rocks, and they put the rock. I was built to build that for him. And then, yeah, the malachite. It's funny they say malachite, because I use malachite for dealing with, Raphael. Healing. It's like this green one. Let's see. For detailed information on how to invoke them, you need to have bought this and did the spell work on 21. On page 21. So that's what we're doing today. They say for offerings and stuff, obviously it's grain. I've been collecting a whole bunch of I've been doing a lot of my offerings and stuff. God really, I can't really tell you what it is. I can only tell you what it feels like. He keeps telling me to stay still. It's a self-discipline. It's like, all right, I've given you back your car, but I don't want you to go anywhere. Really? Mm-hmm. It's a weird discipline. It's like, I want to, but I know better. I keep saying it. Yesterday would have been the most perfect day to go hike, but I didn't go. And that's why I was like, that's what Jude said. It was like, I just want to be outside. It's like, yeah, but she's like, on days like this, I would go places. I was like, I was thinking about the museum. And they're like, yup. It's like, I can do it. There's nothing holding me back. But God, there's an internal feeling that says, do not move. Really? I promise you. I'm not sure what it is, but I was guided to it. I started to learn this over 2 months ago of that do not move. And now that I have my freedom, I still feel that he doesn't want me to move. It's a self-discipline that he's teaching me right now. So, no, we walked up to the store, and, you know, if I want to go out, I can, but he's telling me not to leave the nest. I can't fully tell you why, and especially as everybody in the nest is pissing me off. But you just got to know when and where and when and why. He's, you know, just like last night, like he woke me up out of nowhere, threw me in the bath, walked the dog, which was good. She had to take a shit, bro. She's not the type to shit in the house, but at least I woke her up out of nowhere to go, and she had to go, so that was cool. But, you just go by God's guidance. So as far as, I haven't been out doing my typical spiritual runs. I haven't, on a day-to-day, I would be hitting up all, and even my son says, are you going to the thrift stores? Not today. God said not today. He said to stay still. Really? Mm-hmm. He just doesn't want me out there like that. That's why I've been walking around town and stuff. It's not that there's anything wrong with the car. He just doesn't want me to get in it, which he's protecting me from something, which is, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's outside of our gates? And that's kind of the princess thing. You got to listen. It's like when to go out, when to hunt. It's a primordial thing, as the animals. When it's time to go. When it's time to move. When everything is. It's just an internal knowing. So I'm just saying that. Because as I was saying that, I'm collecting all these offerings, but I haven't gone to Red Rocks yet. When's the last time you were at Red Rocks? Fucking July. No, June. I haven't been up to Red Rocks since June. It makes sense, though, why I wouldn't, because right now is their season. They usually have me up there, right now is their big concert season and all that stuff. I'm usually there in between times and spaces. But no, and it's not like I can't. I can see it from fucking Hampton. I go when I'm guided to go. And that's why you'll never know. I'll say I'm just going to the store, and then fucking 4 hours later, been all over Colorado and shit. But no, God has just, since fucking June, that's almost like 40 days now, right? That he's just really just kept me in my own bubble. He's let me out a couple times, and he used to do this a lot, all the time. He just doesn't give you the desire, doesn't give you the willpower, doesn't give you the want. He just wants you, and then you gotta, you know what I mean? You can look for things to do, or you just spend your time with him. Like, well, all right, well, what the fuck are we doing now? And it becomes very intimate time with, when you're not doing stuff for yourself or for anyone. You're literally not doing anything. And that's where it was. I just wanted my freedom. I wanted my car. It's not like I needed to go anywhere. I just wanted to be able to. I wanted that freedom to say I could. And that's where it is like, I can't wait till I'm grown. Okay, now you're grown. What are you going to do with it? Now you got a car. What you going to do with it? I don't know. Where are you going to go? I don't know. Okay, then just sit there. And that's really what it is where the ego starts to die. It really does. You just sit there where the mind isn't in control anymore. It doesn't... Things lose their flavor. You stop caring about shit that used to, be so important and consuming. Like, oh my God, I love to go to the mall all the time. I can't wait to go. And then it's just like... You look, like, before you know it, you've stopped going to the mall for months and months, and you just didn't even realize that you're no longer that person. Oh, we haven't seen you at the mall. Yeah, I just stopped going. Is everything? Yeah, I don't know. And that's where you just kind of change, and it's like what was so you is no longer you. You're something else. It's interesting. And it comes to, the hermit. You don't want to be isolated for the wrong reasons. You want to have a sacred place. You don't want to be, you know what I mean? Like, and that's where it is like God will really force me. If I want to sit here for the wrong reasons, I just don't want to do his work, and I don't want to be part of his day, and I just want to be, hateful about anything outside of my space, then he'll purposely push me out there. You know what I mean? To go out and enjoy the loves, all the wonders and all the greatness of his world. But when you go out there searching for it, it's like there's nothing there. You know what I mean? And that's where you can catch it. As I watched it, I was sitting right before I left. So I was outside with the girls, and then they left. And Millia left, and I was just sitting there. And I watched it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's specific air fairies that do it. I watched this little sand tornado happen right in front of me in the parking lot. And it caught up, and it was going... And then it moved over to my car, and then it just died. And I was like, those are the moments where you just see God. Like, that was cool, God. And nobody else saw it. Have you ever been in a parking lot and seen one of them? Have you ever been anywhere, maybe on the road, and seen them? They're really fun. And that's that moment. You know that this is God. This is not of this world. Did you see that? You're just sitting out there just enjoying, God's world. As you look down and there's a squirrel at your feet, and you're like, hey, God, what's going on? And it's just, those are the good things. You might find it at a mall. You might want to go to, you know, oh, we're going to go down to Rhino and we're going to go bar hopping and hit all the cool breweries and try freaking hors d'oeuvres and snacks. You want to go have some appetizers? You want to go down to the voice box? We're going to be doing karaoke. We're doing sushi and joint rolling today. That sounds great. Don't want to do any of that with any of you. I just want to sit outside. It's just kind of how it is, you know, the things that it starts to, I don't know. But then you can take me on just a ride and I'm like, ooh, and then I used all my energy and all I want is a meal and a nap now. I'm like a total kid. Take me out in the stroller and I'm done. I don't know, guys. After you've had your fill, you're full. You're full of it. You're like, I've had enough. Sometimes you're empty and you want some more, and you go out there and you get full. You're like, oh, why did I go into town today? Oh, that was a bad idea. You do enough of those, you learn not to just go with that impulse of just being bored. You know the feeling of boredom, where your mind is just bored. It doesn't know what to do with itself. It's not really you. You're fine just relaxing. Your body likes to relax and chill. Your mind gets bored, not your body so much. Unless you spend too much time sitting around doing nothing. Then your body you need to take that body for a walk. To go wear out some energy. And that's what it is do you know how to occupy your time and space without putting stuff in your time and space? Using all your time with space? Oh no. Ultimately, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't spend another day telling you to leave that. That's not longer. You're like, how long are you going to say that? They said I have to say that for every day for the rest of my life. That's my slogan. It's my slogan. Leave that that's no longer serving you. Whatever you're brave enough to walk away from today is going to free you for tomorrow. That's how I always know who's grown and who hasn't. And that's what makes it so easy, is the change. Those that make visible changes are changing. You don't have to, it's not a secret that they're changing. Everybody knows they're changing. It's not, and that's what they said, you know, when Christ comes, the world will see. You'll see when people have that midlife Christness, that come to Christ moment where they change. You've seen how Logic changed during his career. You've seen how fucking Marshall changed. You see a change happening in Lewis. You've seen the change in me. Something happened to NF and he hasn't come back. He's changing. Russ he needs to change his own. Just kidding. Why are you so mean to him? Why should I be nice to him? Can anybody tell me what the benefit of being nice to this man is if all he's going to do is take that nicety and throw it in my face? You are welcome to be nice to him, and maybe he'll be nice to you. But he doesn't return niceness. He returns my niceness with fucking wickedness. So he doesn't get my niceties. He gets my wickedness, and he shuts the fuck up, and that keeps it calm. That's what he gets, to keep the peace. If you don't like it, then be more peaceful, and we could try something different. But every time I'm nice to you, you make it fucking disrespectful. So I'll just be disrespectful from you out the gate, so you can't be disrespectful later. Cut your fucking dick off before it gets hard, is what I said. Anyways, chop you up into 14 pieces. Going back to it, you can see the visual changes in people's lives. You can see them, for better or for worse. Till death do us part. Ugh. You better just die with that shit. They'd rather... I'm thinking about the men in this building. There's so many. I was making jokes about Consuelo. Consuelo hasn't asked me directly, but he's asked other girls. And that's it too. Consuelo's just trying to get him some papers, bro. He's like, he's the one that told me straight up, we're trying to get us some papers. It's like, oh, I get it now. And that's why I was making jokes. I was like, if Consuelo fixes my car, I might have to marry him. It's just a joke. It was a joke. Go tell your president. Shit. Tell him I'll give it. Just kidding. I got some papers for him. That's some good shit. He's gonna get served. He knows all about divorce. Going back to it. These guys would rather lie and sneak around to honor their, you know what I mean, their promise to help someone else out in life. Right? That sucks to be you. You can be more honorable to that person without being with that person. Right? If you want to support your baby mama and your child, then don't do it by being a cheating boyfriend or husband. Be an honorable fucking baby daddy and fucking father without cheating on somebody and making them think, you know what I mean? These women are upstairs and you're down here searching for pussy, you know, in the parking lot. You're pissing in your own fucking, and that's exactly what Bobby did. Dude, you want me to come to your work hotel 30 minutes from your house and she knows where you're at? You think one of your fucking colleagues isn't going to call her and be like, there's some bitch here? Of course not, because they've been hiding this for how long? How many other bitches? What are you guys doing, bro? Hell no, I ain't getting caught in this. I had a vision, bro. She walks in. Nope, not I, Captain. And Morgan's like, that's what he needs. I guess that's what you need, because a serial fucking killer doesn't stop until they're caught. He's not going to stop fucking sleeping around on his wife until he's caught. And even then, it's her choice whether she's going to accept it or not. Is she going to take the loss or not? Is she going to accept his behaviors in order to keep her family together, to keep the bills paid? I don't know. And that's the type of shit that makes me not want to get married. That's that I don't want to get married type shit. And that's why I keep saying 5 times a day, Gabriel's sending me a Joseph. I believe in Gabriel and the powers invested in him by God and his authority to execute the calling. Gabriel will bring me my Joseph. How do I know? Because Gabriel will be the one that tells Joseph to get up off his ass. Get down on it. He's like, you got to go marry her. This is your destiny. It is your destiny to marry her. You won't be able to hide from Gabriel. How do I know? Because I know. I'll be trying. Alright, so it's the resurrection day. Or it might be your death day. There's a bunch of people dying. I heard about it. Well, that's okay. Do you know what that means? That just means it's their rebirth, bro. According to the deacons in this calendar, it took you I think it was like 9 days to get to the gates, get through the gates, to get weighed and all that stuff. And that was where that movie showed up. It was called, it was in Netflix as well. Just Netflix and chill. Gods of Egypt. It's kind of fucked up story, but it kind of painted the afterlife and how they told their people to earn the afterlife. They said it was earned by riches. Then later, you know, Horus came back and said, they want me to show you this, and said no, it would be done by the deeds of this life, and that's where he was changed. The New Testament, he came in and changed the gates, and that's what Jesus said too. Ta-da! Remember my stuff that I wear all the time? I told you. What is this? The Eye of Horus. Right? And what is this? Apollo, the sun god. I pray to God. All gods. Why? Because they were all part of God. And I recognize you funny-looking people as God's children. And I pray for you. In the essence of, help them, Jesus. What do you need? Love. All you need is love. Love. Everything that's done out here is a cry for love. Love and attention. People want love and attention. They're begging for it. They'll do anything for it. That's what I'm seeing all the time. We can't give them all the love and attention that they need, but giving them some is better than them having none. Why? What does it cost for you to be kind to somebody? In essence, it's priceless, but it costs you nothing. What does it cost? Your pride? What was the fall of man? Pride. You can see my pride flare up with Ross every fucking day of the week. I'm very prideful when it comes to that man. He'll bring out my ego, which is the pride. Or wave that pride flag. I'm not fucking playing with you. You are not worthy. And all that judgment and shit. He is the thorn in my flesh. He's not my enemy. He tries to be my friend to me. someone that pushes your kindness levels to the extreme, to the umpteenth. It pushes you to be a better person. I have to be better than this. Sometimes I can make excuses, not with you, motherfucker, but with everybody else. And that's not true. Russ deserves love, respect, understanding, forgiveness, and compassion, the same that I give to everyone. And I want to show you this, hate love that I got going on with Lucifer over here. That's what it's meant. It's like, as much as you hate it, he pushes me to be a better person. For myself and for others. Now, do I give him that better? I try. But again, giving him goodness is returned by wickedness. I can't love Russ without Russ throwing it in my face. Rejecting it is what it is. Without Russ rejecting it. So when you give someone, you know what I mean? If you make someone a sandwich and they throw it at you and say, I don't want your fucking sandwich. And all you were trying to do was, make sure that they were fed. Like, you stopped to make them one too. You were thinking about them in the kitchen. You're like, they're probably hungry. I should probably be nice and make one instead of just eating in front of them. And you go to give them a sandwich and they give you an ugly look and tell you they don't want your fucking shit. It's hurtful. That's what I get from Russ. Every time I try to give him the olive branch. I'm tired of him throwing my food at my face. As I said from the beginning, pie in my face is what he does to me. So I don't really like to give him kindness, but God wants me to keep being kind to him. Like anybody but this guy. Because he doesn't know how to accept kindness. He doesn't know how to reciprocate it. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's so used to people being assholes that when somebody's nice to him, he doesn't know how to... All he knows how to do is be an asshole back. Maybe it's a joke, like Bobby and his stupid jokes that he thinks are funny. Maybe it's his way of... I don't know. You should probably learn how to, learn a better way of coping with that. And that can be it too. You look at, Marshall. Marshall doesn't know how to accept his fans' love. He hasn't learned how to do that yet. He's working on it. And I pushed him for, a long time. It's like, they just want to love you, bro. Just let them love you. It might be a bit much, like I am, but it's just love. I saw this post yesterday. Made me laugh. God, everything does. Said, Post Malone's stalker has been arrested for the 5th time. You're not that good of a stalker if you keep getting caught. Why is he stalking you? He fucking loves you, bro. Why don't you just give him some love so he doesn't have to go to extremes to try to get it? He really just wants to make a connection with you. I don't think it's sexual. It could be after your fucking, your underwear campaign. You thought only women were going to see you in that light. You didn't know how much you were going to turn on everyone. Turn on the light. And then you got Marshall's stalker who got like 30 years in jail for this. Bro, you might forgive him, but the world's not. Think about it. This guy is in jail. I get it. He wasn't respecting my privacy. Bro, if you would have just... did you ever talk to this guy, or he just kept jumping up scaring you and you just kept having him arrested all the time? I don't know the story. There's a documentary we should really run through the fucking ringer. Is it about that guy? You only want to talk about the healthy fans, huh? Anyways, I'm just saying, fuck. Jeffrey Dahmer needed love. He needed it regularly, and maybe not, to keep pieces of people around to give it to him. It's not funny. What else are we supposed to do? It's so sad. It's so sad how bad everybody needs some love. I know you can't love everyone, but let's start with loving yourself, realizing you're that person. You are so that person that is out here begging for love and attention, and that's okay because everybody is. But understand that they can't give it to you because they need it themselves. They can't give you something they don't have to give. Come here, I'll love the shit out of you till it makes you very uncomfortable. I'm known to do it. I was made to love. So are you, but you can't do that until you tap into your own love for yourself. You have to love yourself a whole bunch before you can give any of that to anyone else. Because when you go out there, you're going to be met with people that are parts of yourself that you don't recognize and you don't like. But they are just like you. You're going to attract the very thing you don't like. And in that, you have to, you know, as God says, learn to love the things we don't like. Meaning, learn to show it love. What is love? Compassion, understanding, forgiveness. I'm over being angry with Morgan. We drove by today, or we walked by today. She's got a whole new tent out there and all kinds of shit. She had a spray can and she was spray, I don't know, we'll say it was primer. She was spray painting primer on the inside of her wheel walls. I'm so past being mad at her. I get it, bro. And that's what I said to Diana. I was like, I don't think she's coming down anytime soon, bro. And that's just like, well, I hope that everything's okay up there. I saw Diana. I was like, and that's where it is. Understanding gives you compassion. I just didn't understand. Now I get that. After you know the truth, you can hate it if you want, or you can just find compassion and just move on. Hating it isn't going to do nothing about it. Like, I hate that you do this with your life. Go hate on someone else's life. Everybody's doing it with their life. She's not the only one. You want to hate everyone? Hate her? Sometimes. If I'm in a hater mood, it's not towards one particular person. I just hate everything. It's not towards one particular anything. I'm just in a hateful mood, and I can take it out on anybody. But it's just a mood. I'm just in a hateful vibe. You know what I mean? I'm not a born hater where I just sit around just in a hateful vibe forever. I'd be getting those hatey-ass vibes. I'd be like, oh, I can't stand you. Can you hear it? It's an equal balance of dark and light. All right, Resurrection Day. I guess after judgment, you must, die and be reborn. What that means in the card was you gotta let something die so that something new can birth. Really? Yeah. Let that relationship die so you can have a new one. That's what I got out of it. I've been getting a lot of those. And, I mean, yeah, not these. And that's what's even embarrassing. It's like going back to Bobby. You think you're the only fucking married man I can have sex with? I don't even have to leave my fucking card for this. I don't have to go out and fucking get in trouble. I don't have to do nothing for it. Think you're the only fucking married man I can... No. You know what I mean? And that just goes to point out, you're not the only married man that's not happy in their marriage. That's sinking to such levels. To keep a marriage. You're not keeping anything but a fucking unhappy marriage is what you're doing. That's what you're lying and cheating and stealing to keep. Is an unhappy marriage. Dumb. You're dumb. I know, he's mad at me today. I can feel it. I told her, I was like, what you mad at me for? You mad at me because of your truth? Or you mad that I don't believe the lie anymore? Does the truth change? I still love you. I have full compassion. I might not be that interested in your unhealthy behaviors like I was before. But in the essence, I get it. But are you going to do something about it, or are you just going to be an unhealthy person? Russ, Lewis, Bobby, the rest of you? You're just going to sit around unhappy for the rest of your life? Not my life, your life. I'll be fucking around. I'll be happy. I'll be talking shit. No, just kidding. I was having that Craig moment. I'll be fucking, I might be crying today, I might be whatever. This too shall pass. Your life is passing you by because you're not taking any action. Hey, Russ, you're in an unhappy relationship there, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to laugh at your pain, bro. It's just the same old story all the way around with all of you. You're supposed to reflect on each other and somebody empower each other to make, a good decision. Watch it be Kanye. You drive me crazy, Kanye. Leave it to the crazy guy. Fuck it. I'm divorcing this bitch. Come here, Bubble Guppy. We're done. Well, fuck. At least somebody heard me. It's always Kanye. Why is it always you? Why is it him? Osiris. Because he listens to Isis. You're twisting my words, dude. I can't believe you did that fucking shit with Beyonce. I'm never gonna... I mean, I forgive you. But you really did us dirty there, bro. I said, why'd you do that? You made me regret telling the world about that. All it was, you used a truth that I knew, and you hurt somebody with it, Kanye. That's not okay, bro. You're not allowed to just go do this and then, you know what I mean, to make yourself look bigger on the internet. That was wrong, bro. And those were your friends. And those were your friends' children. And your fucking children are weird, too. Nobody's making fun of your... Oh, okay, I am. I'll make fun of your children and your grandchildren, right, Marshall? That's not funny. That made me upset, Kanye. It really did. I was really upset. But at the same time, it made me aware that you were fucking listening. I had to, what is that called? Parental advisory, my fucking shit, because of the little ears that are sitting around listening to us. Hey, anyways, the rest of you. Love yous. Laters. Bye-bye now.